Hey, it's Kevin today, featuring a friend of mine, the old Blue Dog. One of my, well, this may surprise you, but one of my joys in life is collecting art. And I didn't get into art until fairly recently. In fact, I remember taking, I think it was an art appreciation class in college. It may have been freshman, sophomore year, and I did horribly. I maybe got a B or a C, and just wasn't into it, didn't care. I don't care about classic Renaissance art or anything like that. But not this particular Blue Dog, but a Blue Dog similar to it was the one that kind of changed my life when it came to art. A little story, if you will. By the way, this one is called Stetson Knight. George Rodrigue, the famous Cajun painter, is the man who created this, and I'm pretty proud of this one. I was in New Orleans for, I believe, an RCA Record showcase, and this maybe goes back, I bet maybe 8, 9 years ago. And I was stumbling through the French. I was going through the French Quarter. I'd actually taken a buddy back to the hotel and was trying to get back to a restaurant the rest of the folks I was with were at, and kind of get lost in the French Quarter. It was late at night. It was about 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I was walking down the street, and all of a sudden, this shop, which I later found to be the Rodrigue Gallery, had this huge Blue Dog painting in the window with just the spotlights, nothing else. Just the Blue Dog. And I was mesmerized. And I looked into his eyes. I bet I sat there and looked at him for 10, 15 minutes. Didn't think anything more of it until a later trip to New Orleans when I stumbled into the gallery during the daytime and decided I had to have my first Blue Dog. I actually own a couple. The other one's in another room in the house. It was a 9/11 tribute, 9/11 fundraiser, I guess you could say. But I love my Blue Dog, and I love my art, so I wanted to actually do a little piece on Blue Dog. A lot of people have seen the Blue Dog before, but really don't know much about it. And I would suggest definitely going to georgerodrigue.com to learn more. The artwork is wonderful, and the places he puts the Blue Dog. The hard part for me is number one, they're not cheap, and I'm actually just getting serigraphs. I would love to get an actual, multi-color, or, multi-textural piece of work that he does, but I'm not there yet. But more importantly, is just the depth and the breadth of what Rodrigue does. And a lot of it is Cajun-oriented, and the Blue Dog. Blue Dog's actually been in some advertising over the years. That may be where you're familiar with it. Absolute Vodka did a series of Blue Dog ads a few years back. But I think it's very cool. And once I started getting into the Blue Dog, then my thoughts about Andy Warhol and Peter Max, and boy, just some of the other, actually, I found out, while I do love art, it's more current American art. It's more modern art. I'm very proud of the Blue Dog, and again, that's because it's in the Ohio office, I don't get to see it quite that often. So, going to enjoy the Blue Dog a little bit more for a couple of days. Hope you're having a good day, and maybe tomorrow, we'll visit you from our Coca-Cola shrine. I kid you not. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.